You're watching The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales. Streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
2, 1.
What is up, everybody? We are back with another excellent episode of Kickin' It. It is so great to be back on The Experience. Get ready for an awesome night.
For years, I have traveled the world slinging my creator-owned comics at the biggest and hottest cons. Now I'm busting out my personal collection of comics, toys, games, and more in order to bring the fun and excitement of con life right to your screen. There's only one place to get your comics and collectibles and chat live with the greatest showman in modern comics. So bust out your keyboard and get ready to call it in. You're watching Kickin' It with Onrie, the live shopping show.
Welcome back, everybody. You're watching Kickin' It with Onrie, the live shopping show. I'm your host, Onrie Compen. It's great to be here with you guys this evening. The last couple weeks have been interesting. Coming back from California is great. I'm glad to be here with you guys. And I have to say that I guess I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's been kind of rough lately on the Kickin' It front. The last show I did on The Experience was on Small Business Saturday, and I got my teeth kicked in. The last couple weeks, I haven't been doing shows, and the last two shows that I did haven't fared that well. And that's no one's fault. I completely understand. I've been gone for a little bit, and suddenly I'm back, and it's the holidays, and everybody's strapped for cash. So it's nobody's fault, and it just is what it is. And I'm just hoping tonight we can kind of, we have a good show no matter what. I don't deserve to have a good show because I don't think I prepared for this show properly enough. I've just been really inundated with all the happenings that are going on right now in the direct market, and it is something that is concerning to me, seeing that a lot of comic shops are having a tough time figuring out how to keep their doors open. A lot of comic shops are closing up, and it is genuinely concerning to me. And as someone who goes to comic shops every Wednesday to pick up books, and I go in multiple times a week to pick up books to stock. I do 95% of my restocking at comic shops because I believe the LCS needs to stay open. It is the ultimate gateway to bring in new readers and to bring in current readers over to independent comics, which is the stuff that I do. And hopefully one day, when I figure out how to work out this whole distribution thing on my own, I'll figure out a way to get my stuff into comic shops too. So this is a tough time for a myriad of people in the industry. And it is something that's concerned me and has put me in a little bit of a spot. But I know that when I look back on this year, I've had a really tremendous year. And when I talk to a lot of my cohorts who are in the industry, they too have had a really great year going to conventions and doing everything like that. So I just want to say a couple of things before we get started here. And that is that as someone who is constantly going out and reading comics on a weekly basis, today I just picked up Batman Gargoyle of Gotham 2 by Raphael Grandpa. This is absolutely brilliant. And it's just a gorgeous book. There's just so much effort and energy put into this series. I absolutely love it. And the issue 2 is really good. It lives up to the hype. It's continuing the story. The ongoing Batman has been absolutely fantastic by Chip Zdarsky. This latest issue will not disappoint. This is a David Finch variant. Both of these books are for sale right now. I'm going to do the David Finch variant for $10 and the Batman Gargoyle of Gotham #2 for $10 as well. But aside from that, I'm reading Daredevil right now. I'm reading Amazing Spider-Man right now. I didn't pick those up last week. I'm reading The Punisher right now. These are all great books. I'm really enjoying Gang War on Spider-Man. Spider-Man has 48 hours to squash a beef that's going on throughout all the New York mob bosses who are trying to there's like a big power grab and a power vacuum, and New York is desperate, and Spider-Man has no choice but to band together. He has to put together a team that he thinks he can solve all these problems within 48 hours. Can he do it? we'll find out. And it's all great stuff. Batman and Robin, this is another series that's just been really kicking butt. If you haven't read this series yet, I highly recommend jumping on board with it. This is such good stuff. I read the first issue of Blade, and the new issue came out today. I grabbed all of them. I managed to pick them up at Arsenal Comics. That's a great shop. If you're based in California, go visit that Newberry location. I'm not kidding, guys. I picked up a bunch of books that have sold out everywhere else on the retail level, and Timmy the owner, had a whole bunch of copies of Spider-Boy 1. He had variants. He had the first issue. He even had Batman and Robin number 1 through 3 over there. This is such a great series. I absolutely love it. This is my Batman 140. I'm an A cover collector. I'm not really big on variants, but that's the thing that's beautiful about comics, is that there's something out there for everyone. I also picked up Blade 3 because that was the one issue I was missing to plug my gap. And of course, it's not just about buying comics for me or buying comics for you guys. I also got to usher in the future generation, which is my son right now, right? So today, Alan and I went to the comic shop, and he picked up Power Rangers, and he picked up Transformers Galaxies. There's plenty of stuff to get at your comic shop. There's lots of great comics out there. Don't pass up on the new stuff. Anybody who's telling you that all the stuff that's coming out today is not good isn't reading it, period. There's something for everyone. Even if you don't like the ongoing Spider-Man, that's okay. Move on to something else. There's plenty of other books out there. Like I said, Batman Gargoyle of Gotham, this is a great book. So beautifully illustrated. And again, my concern with all of this is that if we're not supporting the comic book industry, and if we're not out there reading these books and enjoying them and talking about them, then that's going to hurt everybody across it sends a wave across the entire industry. And I ignored this for a long time, especially when I first started selling comics at conventions, when I was going and just focused on Yushin Shen. I got rejected by every publisher, and I had a little bit of animosity when I first got into this business, and I just said, you know what? I don't need them. I don't need distribution from Diamond. I don't need anybody. And I just put my nose to the ground, and I just started grinding away. And I'm very fortunate that I've been so successful with my series over the years. It could have worked the other way around. But as soon as COVID hit, and I ended up doing this, and now it's 4 years since I've been in live sales. This is my 4th year actually, doing this. I started around this time 4 years ago. I realized through Jen King how important everything in comics is. It's not just about what I'm doing with my own publishing brand. It's not just about what other creators are doing. It's not about whether I like this creator or whether I don't like this creator. Comics is a community, and it's a collective. And if we stop reading these, it would be the same thing as if we stopped playing video games, or if we stopped watching movies, or if we just stopped reading books. And we can't afford to do that, not in today's world. And there's just a lot of stuff out there to enjoy. And I curated a great collection. It's mostly older stuff, but there's some modern stuff in there tonight. And we're going to cut you guys in on some great deals. And then I have some back stock, and we're going to do dollar comics on all of that. That's all stuff that I was showcasing on my CBSN show yesterday. And here's another thing I'm going to offer you guys. This is my way of saying thanks to you for supporting me throughout everything. If you spend just $10 with me tonight, you get a copy of Warline 1 on the house. This is just for you. You spend $25 with me, I'm going to sign it for you, and I'm going to hook you up with a spin on the wheel. You spend $50 with me, you get free shipping, so long as you're located within the U.S. All right? So without further ado, let's get started and let's have some fun. I'm going to move these books out of the way here, and we're going to get started with what we have on the bottom row. The first book I have tonight. Hey, Jenna, how are you? Good to see you. Oh, there's a friendly face I haven't seen in a little while. Onrie is the people's comic salesman. I appreciate you saying that. And honestly, the idea to give you guys a copy of Warline was actually given to me by the true man of the people, Pete Hurst of North Shore Comics, someone that has been in this business for over 30 years. His shop has been around since I was 10 years old. And I remember riding my bike to his shop every day after school and picking up comics or just hanging out over there. I absolutely loved it. And the fact that Pete is still in the business, that's a statement. That says something. And it was his idea for me to give a little something back to you guys today. So as much as I'd love to take credit for being the people's comic salesman, that title really belongs to Pete Hurst. He's the true man of the people, and he's the reason why I can have books here for you guys, because he understands what I'm doing. When I go into a shop, he knows that I'm going to be reselling to you guys, so he gives me really good prices so that he's making money, so that I'm making money, and you guys are saving. And that's when everybody's winning. And I think that once the industry kind of corrects itself and the publishers and the retailers can kind of figure out a formula that's going to work in this current marketplace, things will balance out and we'll see things get back to where they should be. But of course, being in this industry, being in the thick of it, you can't help but be concerned for the state of things. And it's really wonderful that big names and big retailers are talking about this, and we should be talking about it. So without further ado, let's get back to the fun stuff, because this is the stuff that's keeping me up at night, and I'd rather be talking about these awesome comics. All right, so the first book we have here tonight is Batman 17. This is one of the final chapters of the Death in the Family arc that's done by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. And the idea of this arc is it's sort of a nod to Death in the Family, where Jason Todd died. Speaking of which, a book that came out today that I picked up, the ulterior version of Batman 428, where Jason Todd actually lives instead of dies. And Pete had a foil, so I'm like, I gotta get it. So this is for my personal collection. I'm not selling this, I'm keeping this, and I'm gonna read it and enjoy it, and bag and board it and put it away, because I have a feeling I'm gonna wanna hold on to it. Regardless of how silly the concept is, sometimes silly things make for great reading and great memories and are worth keeping. But anyway, going back to Death of the Family here, what happens here is Joker infiltrates the Batcave and basically brings Batman and his family to their knees, and forces Batman to come face to face with some truths. And these are some dark truths. And it changes the dynamic of the Bat family completely. And it's a really great run. It starts off with issue 14. I remember when these were coming out, this was when Snyder and Capullo launched the new 52 Batman. They were doing some incredible stuff. That's when we saw the Court of the Owls and the Night of the Owls and all that. So after that arc ended, they brought in Death of the Family. So this issue right here is going to go for just $5 tonight, and it is all yours for the taking for $5. The next book I have here is Amazing Spider-Man 578, written by Mark Waid and illustrated really beautifully by Marcos Martin, who is one of my favorite Spider-Man artists. Why is he my favorite Spider-Man artist? One of my favorite Spider-Man artists, sorry. It's because his style is the closest to resemble Steve Ditko in Spider-Man since Steve Ditko. He's got a very similar style with his line work and his way of drawing details and all that stuff. He's very detail-oriented, great artist, and it's Amazing Spider-Man. Where can you go wrong with that? So I have Amazing Spider-Man 578, and again, it's even a nod to Steve Ditko, to that one cover where Spider-Man had all the debris on him, and he had to, find it within him to lift it up. So this is going to go for $5 today. Well, thank you, Rob. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here tonight. And again, if you spend just $10 with me tonight, you get a copy of my comic, War Lion, right here. And I'd be more than happy to sign that for you if you spend $25. I appreciate you being here. And I'll give you the pitch for War Lion if you're interested. I appreciate it, Jay. Thank you very much. Thank you for what you're doing for our industry, and thank you for being a part of the experience, man. You're awesome. Both you and Jenna, you guys are wonderful. All right. The next book we have here is The Rawhide Kid #1. This is part of a 4-issue limited series. Marvel did some pretty controversial stuff with the Rawhide Kid. In fact, they actually made him gay in a Marvel Max series that came out around 2001, I want to say, 2002. But this is a pretty interesting character here, the Rawhide Kid #1. It's part of a 4-issue miniseries. This is going to go for just $5. And then I got The Further Adventures of Indiana Jones, featuring a cover by Howard Chaykin. This is going to go for $5. Jeff, yes, I do ship to Canada, but I just got to let you know that I have to charge you separately for shipping. So for anybody who's located domestically, if they spend $50 with me, they get domestic shipping free. That's covered. But since you're in Canada, I have to charge you for shipping. Usually to Canada, it's not so bad, and I'll work with you to make sure that your shipping cost is not bad. If you want to build out a box with me, that's totally cool. I actually had a customer from Germany. She spent a couple months just building a huge box with me. By the end of everything, I ended up sending her 89 comics all the way to Germany. So I'm willing to work with you guys. I know it's the holidays. I know that everybody's strained. I know it's not a good time. And I know that I haven't done my part to really push to make tonight's show really big. So, if we have a great show, that's awesome. And if we don't, well, then, I'll still be hitting the ground and pushing forward. That's what I do. So, but yeah, if you need some time you want to make some claims tonight, and you pay your bill for the claims, and then I send you the shipping bill, and you're like, hey, I need maybe a week or two to get that done. I'll work with you on it. And that goes for everybody else. Most of you guys who shop with me on a regular basis, I'll work with you guys. I know what time of the year it is. This isn't our first rodeo, so I'll work with all of you guys. Any $5 trades tonight? No, I haven't had any $5 trades in a while, mostly because every trade I come across is usually $5 and up. So unless I have been looking, because I want to get you guys $5 trades, it's really just a matter of whether I can find a listing. I used to have this guy who would just hit me up, and he used to own a shop, and he would just sell big stacks of his graphic novels at one time, and that's how I come across them. But I am on the lookout for them, David Moore, and I'll see what I can find between now and next week. I do have some trades back at the warehouse, but it's stuff that I haven't busted out in a while, so I can put something together for next week. And see what we can do for you. All right. The next book we have here is a really nice, clean copy of Fantastic Four 287. This is one of John Burns' final issues on the series. I believe he stops after issue 292 or 290. I'm not sure. So Fantastic Four 287. This is Peggy MacArthur, average American housewife. In 10 seconds, she will make a decision. If it's the wrong one, it will mean the end of the Fantastic Four. So there you go. I mean, you don't see it. It's kind of a subtle cover. I mean, when you think about it, we don't see the Fantastic Four on there, but we do see Dr. Doom in the corner. He's over here. But other than that, we don't really see any of the main characters, but there is something very striking about this cover. I really dig it. And it's going for just $5 tonight. Kenneth, you're awesome. Thank you so much. You guys are all fantastic. Thank you for being here, and thank you for supporting. I appreciate it. The next book we have here is Shadow Masters. This is by Carl Potts and Dan Wallace and Russ Heath, who inked it. In here, you'll find out the origin of the mysterious ninjas seen in the pages of the Punisher titles. So Carl Potts was a regular Punisher writer, and he did this 4-issue miniseries. This is issue 1 of that miniseries, and it's going for just $5 today. So $5 on that. The next book I have here is Spider-Man number 24. This is a pretty cool issue. I like this cover by Mark Bagley. And Don claimed Batman. Okay, cool. Sorry, Don. Thank you very much. And Don, I got a copy of Warline headed to you. You asked me for it, so you're already good. I got you on that. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. Spider-Man 24. What's really cool about this issue too is we got the Spider-Man doppelganger on the cover. This is a really underutilized villain in the current comics. Even I'm really digging this cover here. I like Mark Bagley a lot. He's one of my all-time favorite Spider-Man artists. And he doesn't do the interiors on this, but this is a pretty iconic cover. It's also an Infinity War crossover. and it's going for just $5. Oh, I appreciate that, Don. You don't ever worry about interrupting me, man. When you make a claim, that's more important. It's more important than me rambling on. I have Stalker number 4 here. I've been holding on to this book for a while. Can't find anybody to take it home. So I'm going to do it for just $4 today. Stalker number 4. I don't know anything about this series. It says invade the inferno and face the fury of the fire demons. I'm not sure what this book's about, but anyway, $4, it's yours. You guys are letting me cook tonight. That's good. More like you guys are letting me sweat. Now you're letting me cook, and then you're gonna sear me. I have Star Spangled War Stories featuring the Unknown Soldier number 185. Another book I've been sitting on for a while. What's up, Steve? How you doing, dude? Good to see you, man. I got your email with your phone number. I'll contact you next week. We'll set up a time to meet up. If you want to build out your stack here, I have your comics upstairs. I can meet you next week and hand off everything to you. Star Spangled War number 185. This is another book I've been holding on to for a while. It's going to go for just $4. On the cover, he is the Unknown Soldier is saying, if I can get past these SS guards, I'll be home free. And I'm assuming this takes place during World War II. We got a really beautiful Joe Kubert cover, the legend himself. Really beautiful cover here. $4. The next book we got here is Star Trek Deep Space Nine number 1. DS9 sucked through the wormhole. So I'm not a big Star Trek fan, or I wouldn't say I'm not a big Star Trek fan. I'm not really well versed in Star Trek, but I have a friend who is, and she told me all about DS9. And actually, the story between the captain of DS9 and Picard is actually pretty deep, and ties to what happened when Picard was taken over by the Borg. So this is pretty interesting stuff. We have Star Trek Deep Space Nine number 1 going for just $5 tonight. Are you talking about this Saturday? This weekend, I have my kids. I haven't seen them in a week and a half. So this weekend, I'm dedicated to my kids. If you just need me to run by at Pete's, I can meet you up and hand off everything. But if you want to meet up on another day next week, they'll be going back to their mother's house on Monday. I can meet with you anytime next week. That would be best, But if you really want to just come and grab your stuff on Saturday, I can swing by and hook it up. That's no problem either. All right, next book we got here is Vampiverse number 1, and it's Vampirella. Vampiverse number 1 is going to go for just $5. $5 today. The next book I have here is Red Sonja, She-Devil with a Sword number 1. That's going to go for $5 as well. Look at this. We got all $5 books down here. I have Sensational She-Hulk number 1. This is Legacy number 179 by Jean Bartel. This is going to go for, you guessed it, $5. Hey, Tori, how are you? And finally, I have Ghost Rider number 1. This is the start of Ed Breezen's series right here, which is the current ongoing. It's really good stuff. This is another series I'm a big fan of. This first issue in particular is a great jump on point, and it's just great Ghost Rider stuff. Grab this. It's only $5 for Ghost Rider number 1. Up top, I have your She-Hulk alarm went off. There you go. Okay. I have Justice League versus Suicide Squad number 1. Number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. If you go and pick up this entire series, which is illustrated by Jason Fabik and written by Josh Williamson, this is some really good stuff. I really enjoyed the artwork and the storytelling in here. The Justice League versus the Suicide Squad. They actually end up fighting each other, but then Obviously, they're going to be teaming up now. So you got superheroes and supervillains teaming up in the DC universe to face a greater threat. The stakes couldn't be higher in order for something like this to happen. And I'm offering a really great deal on this set right now. This is the entire run. You don't got to hunt anything down. I got you covered. Everything's all set here. We're looking at all 6 of these comics for just $15. Grab it all. Jason Fabok did Batman 3 Jokers. He did some really great work. This is absolutely worth picking up. The artwork in here is worth the price of admission. I totally recommend grabbing this. It's just $15. Next book I have here is The Rocketeer 3D comic, and I've had this for a while. It's got to move. I'm into it for $10. I'd like to make a little bit of money on it, so I was trying to price it at $15. I can't get $15 for it, so I'm going to bring the price down to just $12. Let me make $2 on this, and we'll call it a day. $12 on the Rocketeer 3D comic. The next step for this book is it's going to go on eBay because I just can't sit on it anymore. I've showcased it way too many times. But I am going to say this is definitely really cool. It comes with 3D glasses, comes with the cassette, and it's illustrated by the late, great Neil Adams. $12, it's yours. Okay, Rocketeer is off to Roberto Santiago. Roberto, I was at the warehouse today, and I should have gotten everything for you, but I was really pressed for time. I'm going to probably head back there tomorrow because I have some other stuff I need to get over there. So I will take a video of everything that is over there, and we can kind of go from there. So you wanted ASM, Fantastic Four, the Star Spangled Banner. Okay, we got it. Sorry, Star Trek fell. My bad. All right, now we're cooking. 5, 5, and 5. Roberto gets a copy of Warline #1 on the house. And if you already have Warline #1, I'm going to send you another copy of Warline 1. Spread it out there. Give it to somebody else who you think will enjoy it. It makes a great holiday gift, especially page 30. There's boobs on it. But this is probably the only issue that's going to have boobs on it, in it. Warline is about an old vigilante and his daughter going after the tyrant that destroyed their lives and now controls their city. It is a 3-issue miniseries that I am currently writing and doing layout art for, and I am really enjoying myself working on this. This is just a lot of fun for me. So Roberto gets this book, and he also gets it signed. I'm going to just grab a marker here. Sign that for him. And I will do that for anybody else who spends just $10 with me. I will give you a copy of the book on the house. And I want to get rid of all of these books. I pulled aside 15 of them. We moved one so far. Let's move a whole bunch more. I'm really glad to get that Rocketeer book out of here. I've been holding on to that for longer than you can imagine. I also owe Roberto a spin on the wheel. So I'm going to spin the wheel for you real quick, my friend. And JD, we should have played this skid bar video. But anyway, Roberto, you get to call a $2 book off of the double rack, off these double racks here, and particularly a free DC book. I have 2 more things to show you guys, and then we're going to take a short commercial break. So the first book we have here is actually a 2-pair. I think any of my Batman fans would be foolish to miss up on this. This is a Legends of the Dark Knight run. It's 2 issues 69 and 70. It is written by Stephen Grant and illustrated by the incomparable Mike Zeck, who is one of my favorite artists of all time. And the fact that I came across a random Legends of the Dark Knight series done by Mike Zeck is just so awesome. Such good stuff. Joe, what's going on? So what happens here? Batman is on the trail to stop these criminals. He stops them, and the main criminal he stops is actually involved in something much deeper and more and darker, and he gets sent to jail. But in order to stop him from his scheming, Batman actually has to disguise himself as a prisoner and go into the prison to try and figure out what's going on. There's some really great action in here, and it's a great run. It's 2 issues. My ask on this is going to be just $8. It's $4 a book. You get them both. It's $8. This is and it's done, and you'll enjoy it. It's Mike Zeck art. He did all of Secret Wars. He did Kraven's Last Hunt. He did so much wonderful comics work. You can't go wrong with that Legends of the Dark Knight run. That's awesome. So Warline by itself is $10, but anybody who spends $10 with me tonight gets Warline for free. Warline will be 3 issues. We just finished issue 1 so far. We're going to have issues 2 and 2. We'll have issue 2 done next year. It's coming out just in a couple months. And then issue 3 is to be determined because I need to focus on Yi Sun Shin right now. So I'll be focusing on Yi, and then we'll come back to it. All right. This is the last thing I'm going to pitch before we take our commercial break. This is a series I really hope you guys won't pass up on. This is Belial. This is done by my editor on both Yi Sun Shin and Warline, Chuck Pino. Chuck is a very talented writer and editor, and this is the series that he's writing. Belial is about the original ruler of Hell, and he is now going to war with Satan to take back his throne. And he's going up against the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. It's a 4-issue series, and it's funny, it's brutal, it's sad, it's everything. And it's a very hard book to find. We had Belial 1 and 2. Oh, there he is. We got Chuck in the house.
What's up, buddy?
How you doing? Was I doing all right with the pitch here?
You were doing great, man.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'll let you take it away, and I'll showcase the work.
Okay, yeah. Belial.
Before we do that, everybody, please welcome Chuck Pino. We got the man in the house.
We want you throwing underwear and shit. Mostly guys, big fat underwear, but whatever. I'll take it. What's up, everyone? I am Chuck Pino. You've probably seen me on a couple of shows here. I'm the writer and co-creator of Belial. That's it right there. That's the sweet Connie Yolitz no effects inspired cover. And Belial, that's issue 3. Belial is going to be a 4-issue series, and it's all about the original creator of Hell, Belial, trying to take his throne back from Lucifer and the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. So in issue 1, he faces off with war. In issue 2, it's a twofer. He faces off with famine and pestilence. And in this issue, he actually ends up facing 2 people once again. This time, it is death and one of his greatest friends. So it is a very emotional and yet funny book. We do try to make it a comedy. We wanted to give it a much different feel because we feel that most Hell books all look and feel the same. And so we wanted to give it more of like an Adult Swim style sense.
So,
and,
sorry.
Yeah.
You were going on. I'm sorry.
Well, the one last thing I was going to say is, just so you guys are aware out there, because I know Christmas is coming up, I made this offer last time. I'm making it this time, and it is a standing offer for as long as Onrie has these books. So that is the Connie Yolitz on the left, and on the right, that sweet Megadeth-inspired Chris Mad piece. Oh my gosh, that's probably my favorite cover that we've ever done. What I'm telling everybody is, for as long as he's got those books, issues 1, 2, and 2 will be sent to you digitally for free on me. So all you have to do is buy those books, and I will make sure that you get issues 1 and 2, so you get the whole series. You get all the story. So yeah.
And Chuck, why can't we get issues 1 and 2 from you? What's the deal?
They are sold the F out.
Guys, sold out. And Chuck, do you have about $10,000 or $20,000 to go into a mass print on this book tomorrow?
Turns out, not so much, man.
What you're really trying to say is this is kind of a snooze or lose kind of a situation.
It's 100% a snooze or lose. And I'll tell you that those covers, we only ever do less than 100 copies of each one. So once they're sold out, not only are they sold out, they're sold out for good. We will never reprint them again. We want our variants to actually mean something. So as much as we will be reprinting issues 1, 2, and 3, the standard covers, those sweet, awesome variants will never get done again. And I can tell you, issue 1 variant, all sold out. The issue 2 variants, pretty much sold out. Now issue 3, I got some of the covers that are sold out, and those are just a few that are left. So get it while you can.
I think the Megadeth one is worth having just because of the sentimental attachment that you have to it. This is
yeah,
favorite album. The fact that you got Chris Mann, an artist that we've both had the pleasure of. Thanks to you, of course. That's something,
Yeah, no, it's a sweet version.
The 20K went into steampunk attire. We couldn't get an offset print done. But, okay, so we got Belial 3. We got these 2 variants. And here's the deal. Anybody who buys Belial is also getting a free copy of Warlion because it's –
oh, dang.
We're selling these for $15. Each one is going for $15. This is a snooze or lose deal. We have the Connie Yolitz cover and we have the Chris Mad cover. $15 a piece. I'm not lowering the price on these because I can guarantee you I can sell it. I could put it up on eBay if I want. In fact, I just had a lot of independent books, stuff that's self-published, sell on eBay because people will meet these creators at conventions. They'll take their bookmark because they won't have their wallets on them or they can't afford it at that time. They'll look it up online and then they'll buy it on eBay or they'll buy it on Amazon. Whatever the case is, as long as the comics are available, someone can buy them and pick them up. So we got Belial 3 here. Grab it.
Don Johnson, you are the man.
You are Don.
Don, do us a favor. Also make sure that Onrie gets your email. And Steel Team Bravo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Okay. And I will make sure that you get issues 1 and 2 digitally. Steel Team Bravo, which one do you want? Do you want the...
we only got this one left. So.
Oh, that's it? You're done?
Yeah, so that's it, dude. I'm done. And Chuck, I just want to say this is the 3rd time that whenever I had it on Kickin It. You don't have any more copies of your book, dude. You have sold the F out on every level. And I can tell you guys right now, if we went back to my warehouse, there are a ton of independent books there that I haven't sold through at all. And even after showcasing them and everything. So this says something, not just about the creator, but about the quality of the book itself. Creator-owned comics, this is just as important. This is why I am so adamant about pushing all the mainstream stuff because I firmly believe that a rising tide raises all ships. If the Marvel and DC stuff gets people into the comic shops, it's books like Belial that keep them there for good. So don't pass up on the Connie Yolitz cover. Steve, let me know if you want to grab this. This is the last copy I have of Belial, and I'm out. And again, you'll get that digital copy of issues 1 and 2 in the PDF.
I believe Steel Team said that he'd take it.
Okay, cool. So I'll put that aside, and it's his first right of refusal, but I assume he's gonna do that.
Okay.
And here's the best thing: he gets free shipping because he's gonna be in Chicago, and I'm just gonna hand off everything to him. So this is gonna be great.
When is he going to be in Chicago?
I think next week. Why, you want to come out and hang out with us?
Oh, my gosh. Well, I will be in Chicago in March.
Oh, excellent. Oh, are you coming for YouTube?
No, I'm going to be dropping by there on my way to Canada. So,
dude, we got to hang out when you come into town.
Yeah, dude. I forgot to mention it to you, but that was always on my itinerary in my head.
I know. It always comes up later. So we got Belial 3, the Connie Yolitz cover. That is what's going to you, Steve. It's the same issue, and as the death cover. It's just a different cover. So you're getting that last variant. But not only that, Chuck is giving you issues 1 and 2 digitally on the house. So you got this. And, Chuck, I got to tell you, this morning I listened to a podcast that was done with 3 of the biggest retailers in the country, and Mark Millar. He was the host for it, and they were talking about the state of the industry. and retailers were talking about the challenges that they have, and it's always a challenge to sell a book after you pass issue 2, after you pass issue 1. Issues 2 and beyond are very hard to sell by themselves. So the fact that we did this is something that you should be really proud of. I admire your hustle, man. You are a hardworking dude, and it's an honor to work with you on all of my personal projects, man. It means a lot.
Well, thank you, man. I freaking love working with you guys, with you too, and Dave Moore. All you guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Honestly, when I get to Canada, I will be doing a reprint of issues 1 and 2 so that I can get back to selling again. And as soon as I do, I'll print a couple extra so that I can send them to Onrie so we can make that happen. So those of you guys who have 3 or need 1 and 2, I will make sure that you guys get that.
And there's a chance I might make my way up towards Canada next year for.
Oh yeah.
So, and also just to have Chuck here. So, Don, I owe you a spin on the wheel, and your copy of Warline is signed. You had asked me for one, so you were going to get this book no matter what. But I'm giving you another one. What the hell? And I'll give you another one to do whatever you want with. Don, you have a friend that you think might like Warline. You give him that copy of the book.
Right. Before I bolt.
Yes.
JD said, "Bring me back a moose." JD, you're not even the first to ask me, like in the last couple days. So yeah. I'm not heading to Emerald this year, sadly. No. Of course, Onrie's allowed in Canada.
I'm not allowed in North Canada though. I'm only allowed in South Canada.
That's where everyone is. Literally 90% of the country is in the South.
You know, because there's like a territorial dispute over there, and the leader of North Canada is Kim Jong-un.
Oh, that's terrible. I love it, but it's terrible.
Out.
All right, guys. Chuck will be the new prime minister. That's the hope, man. That is the hope.
Oh, Mr. Prime Minister.
Chuck. Prime Minister Pino instead of Trudeau. That's the way to go. Never say no to Pino, but I got a bolt because he's got to sell books. Guys, buy a crap load. I own a bunch of books that he sold me because he only sells the quality stuff. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. My name is Chuck, and I give a fuck. See you later, bud.
Take care, brother. Now, what a guy, huh? All right, guys, we're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back here, I'm going to plug up these gaps here, and then we're going to move on to $2 comic territory. We're looking at all new stuff that I picked up at comic shops today, because even when I go to comic shops to pick up stuff for myself or my kids, I'm always thinking about you guys, and I'm always looking for those deals. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Join the party. Head over to our Linktree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.
Live from New York. What? Oh, sorry. Live from Cleveland? It's Friday night? It's Friday Night Live! With Nancy McCann. And Ricky. And sometimes Carlos. And featuring boxes and boxes of rare comics. Unique collectibles. Lots of smiles and conversations with new friends. Friday Night Live with Comics Unlimited. Friday night from 9 to 11 on The Experience.
There's a comic book universe on the streets of Cleveland. Hero Tomorrow Comics is debuting
Violante, the Undead.
Get the new issue or the entire acclaimed library live on Kickstarter.
I'm coming for you, Cleveland.
Details at clevelandsuperhero.com.
For years, I have traveled the world slinging my creator-owned comics at the biggest and hottest cons. Now I'm busting out my personal collection of comics, toys, games, and more in order to bring the fun and excitement of con life right to your screen. There's only one place to get your comics and collectibles and chat live with the greatest showman in modern comics. So bust out your keyboard and get ready to call it in. You're watching Kickin It With Onrie, the live shopping show.
All right, guys, I am back with some gaps to plug in, and then we are going to move on to $2 comic territory. So we're still in $5 bill. I have Action Comics 987. This is a really cool lenticular cover here. You know, what does the S stand for? It stands for hope. Hope starts with an H, stupid. But it's Kryptonian. Their S is an H. So shut up and buy this book. It's only $5. Act now. All right, next book I have here is the Azrael Annual, number 3. This is written by Dennis O'Neil and illustrated by Jim Aparo, one of the best Batman artists in history. And we have this annual here going for just $5. Craven the Hunter, that's what PJ is looking for. Oh, gee, what do I have that's Craven the Hunter? PJ, I think there might be something. Just hang tight with me, all right? I know you're on the hunt. I have Batman number 36. This is a Lego Joker variant here by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. This is also going to go for $5. And then I have this Art Germ variant of Catwoman number 15. Been holding on to this book for a while. I'm into it for $15. I'll do it for $16. I just want to make $1 on it. It's got to move. These are all books that I've just been sitting on for too long. It's got to move. And the quicker it moves, guys, the better off it's going to be for me. Keep in mind, what do I do when I sell these books? A number of things. A, I put it into the production of the comics I'm working on. And B, I go out and I buy more comics. That's where all of this, the majority of this money goes right now. And that's because we've had a really great year at conventions, and we're gonna keep pushing hard into next year. But there's nothing that excites me more than going out and buying more inventory and picking up more stuff. And the only way I can do that is if we're selling through these comics here. So I'm going to offer a deal right now to clear out all of this stuff, because this is all stuff that I've had since the summertime. And if it's still here going into January, then there's a problem. I have to move through this stuff. But before I get to that, I have Mary Jane number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. This is part of a 4-issue run by Sean McKeever and Miyazawa. One interesting thing that they mentioned during this podcast, all the retailers mentioned, and everybody across the board, a lot of retailers are saying, is that manga is selling way better right now than pretty much anything on in American comics. It's outselling Marvel and DC stuff. And here's some manga Marvel here for you with Mary Jane, which is more of an adult story. It's going to go for just $10 today. Roberto, I do see your claim here for the Catwoman, and I got you down for that, sir. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. It's excellent. And I have Batman versus Predator. This is the full run here. This is by Arthur Soydum. This is issues 1, 2, and 3. And it's a great series. It's done by John Gibbons, who was the artist on Watchmen. Dave Gibbons, and Andy Kubert. Andy Kubert is one of the Kubert sons, tied to Joe Kubert. Really excellent artist. Has a huge legacy within our field. This is a great mashup between two iconic characters, Batman versus the Predator. It's a great, fun read. I highly recommend this whole run. I had sold these books, but the person who claimed them decided to ghost me, and so I'm putting them back out there. It's really hard having this whole series and having to pitch it again and again and again. I'd really love to move this tonight. It's going for $25, which I believe is a fair price. given what I actually had to put into it to get these books. So $25 is my ask on Batman versus Predator 1 through 3. And yeah, it's all yours at $25. Highly recommend it. Good read. All right, we got one more book here to replace that Catwoman. And I'm going to bust out some other stuff in the meantime. Just 1 second here, guys. All right, here's an easy one here. Surprised this hasn't moved this week. I got Jungle Action number 22, the Black Panther. And this is going to go for just $10 today. Actually, I'll do it for $5. I'm going to do it for $5 right now for Jungle Action number 22. Don McGregor's Black Panther. This is an issue where he is fighting the KKK as well, I believe. So in the issue prior, that's where you see that iconic cover of him on the cross. Here he's fighting a dude named Soul Strangler. He looks like a KKK member. This is a good pickup. Roberto grabs it at $5. Black Panther is gone. Nice pickup, brother. All right. Got Booster Gold, New 52. This is a lenticular cover here. And this is part of Future's End. And it's going for $5. Now, I offered you guys a deal earlier, since all of these books are $5 and I need to move them. We got 14 books up on here, and they're all going for $5 a piece. That's $70 worth of comics here. I'm going to knock the price down to just $50 for all of these books, and you get free shipping on your order, plus a spin on the wheel. So just something for anybody to consider. Was Hobgoblin in the original Sinister Six? No, he was not. And neither was the Green Goblin, if I'm not mistaken. I believe the original Sinister Six... I'll tell you right now. Kraven the Hunter, Mysterio, Dr. Octopus, Vulture, Sandman, and Electro. So there was no goblins in there. The team roster has changed over time, but yeah, Green Goblin was never a part of it. Surprisingly. Roberto, did I give you your copy? Yes, I did. I gave you a copy of Warline. Okay. So there's the answer to your question. So $50 for the bottom row of books here. Let's get started on the books we have for sale tonight. These are all new books that I've picked up from my local comic shops. That's okay to be wrong. I'm wrong about a lot of things myself. All right. First book we got here tonight is Zombicide Day 1. This is from Source Point Press. It's a really fun read. It's basically about a zombie takeover, and this girl, she's a total badass. She's like kicks zombie ass. This is going to go for $2. The art in this book is exceptionally good. I really enjoyed it. I'll show you some of it so you can kind of get a sense of what you're jumping into with this. For $2, you really can't go wrong on this. Look at the beautiful art in this book. It's just absolutely fantastic. For $2, you really can't go wrong with this. Very consistent book. Very well written and a lot of fun. It's going to go for $2. The next book I have here is Batman number 437. This is part 2 of year 3. And then I have number 439, which is part 4 of year 3. You grab them both, it's just $4. There's a lot of Batman and a lot of Spider-Man tonight. I have Pentagram of Horror from Black Caravan. This is going to go for just $2. These are beautiful books. I picked them up from Scout's Head HQ, Fort Myers. I have Triskelly from Scout as well. Another $5 book that's going to go for just $2 right now. This is a gorgeous looking book. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at the art in this. This is a beaut. Some fun stuff in here. It's going for just $2 tonight. These are books that you would normally pay a lot more for if you were to shop with Scott on their Whatnot channel, or if you were to go online or go to a local comic shop and pick up any of these books. In fact, I think Black Caravan's actually publishing on their own now. Suicide Squad number 29. This is going to go for just $2. I have Iron Fist and Wolverine, the Return of Kunlun. This is issues 1 through 4 are all in here, so this is a full run here. And my ask on this is just going to be $8 today. So $8 gets you the full run of Iron Fist, Wolverine, the Return of Kunlun, which is where Iron Fist is from. I have Green Lantern number 13. That's going to go for $2. I have Spectacular Spider-Man Annual number 10. That's going to go for $2. I have Vanity number 1. Again, another Black Caravan book. That's going to go for just $2. I'm clearing through things right now. Some of this stuff is runs that I've been putting together for myself. Other stuff is just needs to move. So this is a run that I put together for me, but it's been sitting up in my office. I've got too many other books I'm reading right now. This is just something I'm going to have to let go of. And it's an unfortunate thing because I really wanted to put together the full runs of this, and I just don't have the time, and it's just something I have to say, look, now's not the time. So I'm letting these books out back into the wild in order to kind of keep the lights on, if you know what I mean. I have Old Man Quill, number 1, number 2. I was on the hunt for 3. I have 4. 5 I don't have, but I got 6, and I have number 9. I have heard really great things about Old Man Quill. I'm into the whole old man superhero stories. You can see that even in Warline. So I highly recommend grabbing this. I got all 5 of these books going for just $10. Pentagram Report, and what it's called. I hope someone grabs that Old Man Quill. Old Woman Comics. That'll be next, JD. Old Woman Wanda. Old Woman Shulky. Old Woman Widow. Old Woman Natasha. All right, I got King Conan number 2 from Jason Aaron's run. I have Conan the Barbarian from Jason Aaron's run. And I have Savage Sword of Conan number 8. These are all modern books, and they're all going for just $2. You guessed it. And they're all in really good shape. Old Woman Black Adam. So we got King Conan 2, Savage Sword of Conan 8, and Conan the Barbarian 2. You want them all, it's just $6. Old Woman Finn Jones. All right, next book I have here is Deadpool number 8. Deadpool number 8 is going to go for $2. I have the Spider-Man saga. This is part of a 4-issue collector's item, and it has the origin of Venom in here. This is going to go for just $2. This is a pickup that I grabbed recently, which is really cool. Here's another fun pickup I grabbed. Marvel Tales featuring Spider-Man 135. We got Dr. Octopus and Hammerhead here. This is really cool. This is issue 135 of Marvel Tales, which is old reprints of Spider-Man books, classic Amazing Spider-Man books. This is going to go for just $2. I have The Mandalorian number 2. This is a variant edition, and this is going to go for just $2. I have Aliens and Vampirella number 2 from Dynamite. That's going to go for $2. I have Batman and the Joker, The Deadly Duo, book 2. That's a cool variant cover. Looks like a Kelly Jones cover. Kelly Jones did a lot of cool covers. That's going to go for $2. I have Dr. Afro 27 going for $2. Young Hellboy 404, that's going to go for $2. And then I have Detective Comics 619 and 620. This is some really, really good stuff. $4. I remember when these books came out when I was a kid. Pete takes such good care of his back issue bin. Everything in there is $1, and he bags and boards everything. You know, that automatically makes every single one of those books over there minimum at least $3 to $5. But in honor of what Pete taught me, it's all about passing on the savings to the customer. So I buy for one, I sell for two. And this is another one of those books that I just picked up. I mean, straight up, you go to any comic shop, you're going to pay like $6 for this book, especially since it's a variant cover. Don, it's yours. We got you on it. But just letting you know, you guys are really getting deals on these books. The Venom and Mandalorian. Let's pick up David Moore. It's great to be back on the experience, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right. Some more stuff here. Don, I believe I owe you a spin on the wheel.
It's time to spin the wheel of Skid Bark, Bark, Bark.
All right, spinning the wheel for you. And Roberto, don't forget you get a $2 comic that you can call, or a DC comic. Don, you get free swag. Just making a note of it. Hook you up with some swag now. It is almost time for FOMO. Don, since you are such a big Batman fan, I'm going to hook you up with this Batman Catwoman Gotham War prelude. That goes to you on the house as part of your swag. We are going to do FOMO books just as soon as I fill out this entire this board here. So I have Batman and Detective Comics number 621, 622. That's going to go with our 619 and 620. So we got these four going for $8. Hey, Bentley. Hey, buddy. You want to say hi? What's up, puppy? How you doing, buddy? How's my puppy doing? Hey, puppy. You want to go, puppy? He's your good puppy. He's Snortopus. My God, Snortopus. He's such a good boy. All right. Thanks for coming to hang out with me, buddy. I have Batman Dark Knight Dark City number 452 and 453. That's going to go for just $4. $4 on these two books. Lots of Batman here. I haven't read Dark Knight Dark City, but I have heard really good things about it. It's a 3-part arc, and that's the first 2 issues of it. I'll see what I can do about finding you the 3rd part. I have Avengers 317, guest starring The Amazing Spider-Man. That's going to go for $2. I have some Web of Spider-Man books here, and here's something really cool that I found out. My good friend Jim Salicrup is actually on the cover of this issue of Web of Spider-Man. And that's him right there, drawn by John Romita. And he says, "Say cheesecake." And I actually have a copy of this that Jim has signed for me. And Jim is a very good friend of mine. I adore him. I come to him for advice from time to time. And we're currently collaborating together on a future project together, which is awesome. I'm really excited about working with Jim. He's my hero. And we got Web of Spider-Man 42 going for just $2, featuring Jim Salicrup on the cover, drawn by John Romita. How cool is that? How many people get to say that John Romita drew them? And then there's a bunch of circus or kids who were at a circus in the 70s, and they're like, "I did," and you just say, "Shut up!" All right. I have more Batman here. Batman 443 and 444. Batman's perched on top of a building and ready to drop a deuce. Someone should buy gasolina from Onrie, man. Just ask for it. I have gasolina right now. All right. Sorry, I got a little immature there. I really do have gasolina, in case anybody's interested. Batman 443 and 444. That's going to go for $4. We'll put it together with the other Batman books. Right here, you get them all for $8. The Lethal Foes of Spider-Man, number 2 and number 3. That's going to go for $4. $4 on this. I have Spider-Man starring in Marvel Adventures, number 6. He's teaming up with the Human Torch here. More Untold Tales of Spider-Man. Untold Tales of Spider-Man is different. We have issue 15 here. And number 2, 3, and 15. You grab them all, it's just $6. I have gasolina too, man. Hey, JD, did you know there's a place called Gasolina that's like out by you in California? What do you mean there's a place called Gasolina, man? There really is a place called Gasolina. They have tacos and queso fundido and fritos, man. They got it all, man. You're going to just be like, it's all going to come out, man. Everything will come out. It's only like $5 to $6 a gallon, man. Yes, I do. I have the helpful video to do FOMO. But before I do FOMO, we're going to do it in just a second here. I got a run of Web of Spider-Man books here that I hope you guys won't pass up on. This will help plug in this last gap here on the rack. And then we'll do our FOMO books. I have Web of Spider-Man number 82, number 99, number 106, number 108, number 109, number 114, and number 116. I will do all of these books. That's 2, 4, 6, 7, all 7 books at $14. $14 gets you all of these comics. I will hook you up. $14 for the Web of Spider-Man. All right, JD, if you could show us this video explaining what FOMO is, we're about to bust out the books that we have here tonight.
It's FOMO time! What's that even mean anyway? Oh, is that what it means? I'm such a wiener for missing out on these great deals!
So don't be a wiener right now, folks. You don't want to miss out on all of these cool books here. So today's FOMO books are books I picked out while I was in California. Some of them I actually have in my personal collection as well. So the first book we have here is Something is Killing the Children, number 21. This is a variant cover. It's a die cut. If you open it up, it reveals the face of one of the main characters of the story. I believe this is a key issue. I haven't really read this, but it's one of those books that every time I grab it, or every time I see it, I just grab it because this is a sought-after book. It's going for $10 tonight for Something is Killing the Children, number 21. The next book I have here is Gwenom versus Carnage, number 1. It is a second printing, but it is also a variant cover done by Lee In-hyuk, who is a Korean artist. This is also the first appearance of Mary Jane as Carnage. So this is a kind of an important issue here. It's going to go for just $5 today. The next book we have here is Marvel Team Up, featuring Spider-Man and Doctor Doom, issue 43. I am asking for this at $10 today. So $10 for Marvel Team Up, number 43. I'm actually reading these right now. This is part of a run with Spider-Man going back in time to Boston, Massachusetts in 1692 during the witch huntings and the Salem witch huntings. And it starts off with him teaming up with Scarlet Witch, and then it goes into him teaming up with the Vision. And the main villain He is using Doctor Doom's technology to go through time, and he basically came to the present day. He kidnapped Scarlet Witch. Somehow Spider-Man got entangled into it and gets involved in it as well. And then eventually Spider-Man ends up teaming up with none other than Doctor Doom. And that's what happens in this issue. This is really good stuff, recommended to me by Ted Sikora. You guys probably saw his ad for Hero Tomorrow Comics. If you didn't back his Kickstarter, I highly recommend that you reach out to me in a couple months because I'll have issues of his new book out and ready for sale. So we got Marvel Team Up number 43. This is going to go for $10 today. $10 on this. I have The Further Adventures of Indiana Jones number 2. Number 2 is going to go for just $5 today. $5 on that. I have Amazing Spider-Man 231. This is illustrated by John Romita Jr. This is such a great issue. I absolutely love it. Spider-Man's fighting the Cobra, and he's a very interesting villain. He's trying to steal jewelry. Spider-Man goes after him, and you see how formidable this villain is. And it's a very early John Romita Jr. Spider-Man. Very good stuff. His style kind of goes more along the lines of what his father did. This is before he developed his own style that we know and love today. I have The Brave and the Bold, number 195, starring Batman and I, Vampire. This is going to go for just $5. Roberto calls the team up. This is such a good pickup, dude. I think you're really going to love this. This is good stuff. Thank you very much, Roberto. I have Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder, number 1 by Jim Lee and Frank Miller. This is a pretty big, a pretty controversial book. The second issue is. I'm actually trying to put together a full run of it. I have issues 1 through 4 upstairs. I'm trying to collect the other, bunch of issues. Very controversial in the sense that people really didn't like Frank Miller's writing on this book. I didn't even like it, but it's kind of like a train wreck. I kind of just want to see it. I study all kinds of stuff when I'm reading comics. And yes, sometimes I even pick up stuff that is notoriously known for sucking. But just because it's known for sucking doesn't mean that I can't enjoy it. Just because everybody else doesn't like it doesn't mean I can't. So this is one of those books that has just piqued my curiosity. So I have it here today as a FOMO. It's going for $5. Oh, hey, what's up? James Patrick's in the house. The sexy Bushido man. What's up, Brock the House? How you doing, dude? Joe Hardy in the house. We have What If General Ross had become the Hulk? This is really cool. What if General Ross became the Hulk? Oh, wait, he already did become the Hulk. Oh, no, too bad. Oh. All right, well, this is before all that happened. Probably right before that happened based on, when it looks like it was published. This is going to go for $5, and it looks like a Gary Frank cover, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. It's Gary Frank. You can tell by the line work. Really good stuff. $5 on this. Got a lot of $5 FOMO here. $5 on the Indiana Jones 2, and Chris, I got you on the Brave and the Bold. If you want to grab the Indiana Jones 2. I also have the number 10. I do them both for $8, and then you got this at $5. That'd be $13. Let me know if you want to grab it all. I'd love to get rid of these books. Okay, we got it. Do you want to grab 10 as well? Just let me know about that. Yeah, both for $8. Thanks, brother. I will do invoicing tomorrow for everybody. Chris, you also got another copy of Warline coming your way. Hook someone up with it. Make it a Christmas gift to someone at your work, or when you have to serve papers to someone, just drop it off and be like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I have to serve you papers right now. Here's a copy of Warline. I'm being sued for malpractice. Oh, but at least I got a comic that is written by Onrie I can enjoy." Yay! And one other thing I want to point out, this was an idea that was given to me earlier by producer Kyle. For everyone that signs up for the like button and signs up for our mailer stuff, JD, can you drop the link for that down? Anybody who does that will get a digital copy of Warline #1 for free. And I'm going to be doing this next week as well when I'm on the experience. We're going to be giving away 15 more copies of Warline, to celebrate the upcoming holiday and really kind of drum things up here. Our FOMO books have moved quite well tonight. We have Gundam versus Carnage left. We have Batman and Robin. What if General Thunderbolt Ross became the Hulk? Amazing Spider-Man 231. Don't pass up on that. And Something is Killing the Children #21. That's 10, 10, 5, 5, and 5. So that's 15, 25, 35. So $35 for all these FOMO books here. Tell you what, I'll take $10 off if you want to clear me out of FOMO books. $25, you get the rest of them right now. $5 on the Gwen. $5 on the Gwen. Let me know if you want to grab that. I'll put that off to the side for you. $5. That's a Lee in Kilt cover. Okay, cool. Thank you, sir. He's doing the Gwen. Okie dokie. All right, guys, one thing I want to say as we're going through this show, I just want to thank you for restoring my faith in everything that's going on right now. I have had shows where things have gone so incredibly well, and maybe we're not at exactly the point where I'd like to be, but what I'm seeing tonight is the comics are moving, and I just want to let you guys know how much I appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for spending your evening with me. I love my job, and I hope I can continue doing my job, and I depend on local comic shops to stick through these difficult periods so that I have places to go shop and support. This is how I get stuff in stock for you guys. If shops start closing up, that makes my life really difficult because now I have less places to go and do that. So I always want to go and support wherever I can, and it's really important to me that our industry is doing well. So thank you for being here tonight. It means a lot. Yes. Yeah, so you need $5 for the spin. You have a copy of Warline here, Steve, and I will hook it up. I will sign it for you once you hit 25. Yes, sir. Never give up. Thank you, Chris Dysko. I agree. Never give up. You never know what can happen. All right, so we got 4 FOMO books left. 2 are 10, 2 are 5. So that's $30. I was going to do 25 for all of them. I'll just do 20 on all of these books now. $20, you clear me out of all the FOMO books. That would be really wonderful. We'll come back next week with fresh stock on FOMO. All right. The next book I have here is Buffy 97 #1. That's going to go for $2. I have David Byrne's Canceled. Here's something that hasn't happened tonight. This is going to go for $2. Okay. Batman Run in the 400s. It's off to Don Johnson. Don, I'd be willing to cut you in on a deal here. I want to get rid of these Detective Comics books, 619, 620, 621, and 622. I had them at 8. If you take them off my hands right now, I'd do it at 6. Would you consider that? Let me know. I'd rather just move them all and get them out of here. If not, it's totally cool. Okay, the Web of Spidey Run. Cancel. David Moore, I didn't realize this, but actually our Web of Spider-Man run actually included that issue 42. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 books. I would normally charge 16. I'll do it for you at 15. You also got a spin on the wheel now. So David Moore has a spin on the wheel. David Moore, you get a free Marvel book off the rack. Okay, we got the deal on the Detective Comics. Perfect. Thank you very much. Makes my life easier. Okay, we're moving through some of this stuff. This is good. Okay, I'll put the Buffy over here. I have People of the Black Circle, #1, first printing. Looks like a variant. Kind of looks like a Conan cover. Not quite sure who did this cover. It was published in 2019. In 1919. I cannot tell who did this cover. But it says they have all the cover artists here, and I don't, based on the signature, I can't even tell. Because it ends with a D. Okay, Fred Rambaud. This is his cover here. This is going to go for $2. This is, once again, People of the Black Circle. $2. I have Behemoth #1. That's going to go for $2. Belit and Valeria #2. And #3. This is going to go for $4. I have Absolution #2 from AWA Upshot. Really cool Blade Runner-esque cover. That's going to go for $2. I have 007 #6. That's going to go for $2. I have Chew #1. Looks like a sequel to Chew. That's going to go for $2. I have Unsacred by Ablaze Comics. That's $2. Lady Zorro. Issue 1, limited edition cover from American Mythology Productions. That's going to go for $2. Beyond the Furthest Star #1. That's $2. National Anthem #2 is $2. Superman Blackest Night. This is part 2 of 3. That's going to go for $2. I have this variant cover of Superman 10. That's going to go for $2. I have Green Lantern #2 going for $2. Dr. Aphra 22 is $2. Phoenix Bizarre Adventures True Believers #1 is going to go for $2. And I have House of M #1 going for $2. This is a great series right here, and a chance to read the first issue for real cheap. Because normally it's a $5 book. House of M. Excellent. That's going to be your. Oh, wait. I got you swag, so. All right. Thank you, Don. Appreciate it. All right. Some more of the new stuff here. We're going to take a commercial break here just as soon as I finish building out this rack, and we'll be back to finish up this episode. I have Batman 707 and 709. That's going to go for $4. These are written and illustrated by Tony Daniel, so $4. Yes, it is, Hack. If you decide you want to grab all of Batman versus Predator, we have issues 1, 2, and 3. It is going to go for just $25 for the run. I have it all. Batman vs. Predator 1 through 3 is going for $25. I have Batman and Robin #3. This is pretty cool. It has Batman fighting Professor Pig for, I think, the first time. This is going to go for $2. Sparrowhawk #1 from Boom Studios. It's a cool variant cover going for $2. Critical Mass, book 4 of 7 from Epic Illustrated, a Shadowline saga. This is going to go for $2. I have Bermuda #1. That's going to go for $2. I have Daredevil #4. This is Legacy number 653. That's $2. I have the Batman Elseworlds Annual #18. That is $2. And finally, I have a Daredevil run here. I have Daredevil 293, 294, 295, 296, 297, which has Typhoid Mary on there, 298, 300, and 302. This is one hell of a run of Daredevil. That's 2, 4, 6, 8 issues. They're all reader-friendly copies. And here's what I'm willing to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, 8 comics. I'll do them all for $10. These just need to move. So $10, these are all yours. Grab all these Daredevil books. And it looks like we got some claims here from David Moore. I'm going to catch up on Don Johnson. Just grabbed all the Daredevil books. Guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, I will keep moving here with all these books. So I'll see you guys in just a minute.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.
Symphonic verses, Nocturne's romance. A song of romanticized darkness, dreaming dead by sleep.
To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise of adventure, a promise of excitement, a promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds. A promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey. And behind every page, there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com today.
According to a statistic that I just made up, people spend 4 hours a day changing the television channel. People who watch The Experience don't do that. Save yourself a ton of time by tuning into The Experience and enjoying our new original programming 7 days a week. And then tell your friends. Think about the money they could save on batteries in the remote alone just by tuning into The Experience. Find out more by scanning the QR code below.
For years, I have traveled the world slinging my creator-owned comics at the biggest and hottest cons. Now I'm busting out my personal collection of comics, toys, games, and more in order to bring the fun and excitement of con life right to your screen. There's only one place to get your comics and collectibles and chat live with the greatest showman in modern comics. So bust out your keyboard and get ready to call it in! You're watching Kickin It With Onrie, the live shopping show.
All right, guys, we're back. We got 30 minutes left. I'm going to fill up the couple plugins we got here. And then I'm going to take this rack down, and I'm just going to take it down and cycle through the rest of the stuff we got because we are down to the last 30 minutes of our show here. And I want to get through as much of the stuff as I can. We're having a really great show tonight. I'm just going to say right now, tonight's show alone has basically matched what I've done on the last two shows. So if that tells you anything for how things have been, I can only say that I just appreciate being here on the experience and being a part of this wonderful community called comics. So thank you for being here with me tonight. I have Cable and Deadpool number 33, number 34, number 35, and number 36. This is going to go for $8. And actually, what I'm going to tell you is the community is not comics. Comics is not a community. It is it's an art form. Film is not a community. Video games are not a community. There are communities within all of these industries. The experience is the community. This is the community here. And I saw a movie on my way home from California, $8 by the way for all this. It was called Dumb Money, and it was about a YouTuber who influenced people to jump on the GameStop stock, and he just got online and kind of like what we do here and started talking about stuff and getting people excited about this particular stock, which really no one was interested in. And he managed to, turn the tides in the favor of the middleman. At least that's how it appears on the outside. I'm not sure how people on the inside feel about it. Someone that I kind of know indirectly was cast in this film. So it was interesting seeing him portrayed in the film. I used to be in the hedge fund world before I got into comics, so I know some of the bigger players in the industry and stuff like that. And I got it out of it because it's a pretty soulless industry. People who work there are working really hard, but you got to be very cutthroat to do that kind of stuff. What I like about comics is it keeps you honest. So here we are. For the most part, it keeps you honest. I like talking about comics more than I like talking about stocks. And if I can get you as excited about comics as you would be about stocks, well, then I'm doing my job. Your mama is so fat, people call her a community. Shut up, JD. I'm trying to be serious. All right, I got Batman Legends of the Dark Knight number 88 and 89. Here, Batman is getting his face smushed in by a dude who has crap all over his hands. Just kidding, it's Clayface. $4 on this. I have Star Wars Hyperspace Stories number 7. That's going to go for $2. And all right, we got a double rack here. I'm not selling them off as a double rack just yet because I kind of want to cycle through some of this stuff. So I'm going to take this stuff down and reshuffle it. It'll be available on the next show. If you want to grab it after hours, feel free to just pop in and say, hey, Onrie, I wanted that one book. I'll definitely do some restocking too. After today, I'm going to be off the air for the rest of the week, but I will be back on Monday evening at my usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll come back with all new comics. It looks like we moved through quite a bit of stuff tonight, which is really great. Of course, you guys can claim any of these books again. They're all at the $2 level. I'm going to keep them at the $2 level today. We'll see what happens on Monday. Maybe I'll change my mind, make them all dollar books. Yeah, so the biggest problem that I think that comic shops are facing right now is overstock. Because every single time a publisher puts out a book, like, for example, Batman Gargoyle of Gotham, which is a great book. Highly recommend this to anybody who picks it up, anybody who is interested in picking it up. Matter of fact, I have this variant here by Raphael Rossetti. I'm selling this right now for just $10. And then I have this cover A. This is just going into my collection. When I went over to Pete's shop today, he didn't have this cover. He only had this cover. So I was stuck with getting this cover, and I said, all right, I'll just sell this, and then I'll get another copy of this one. I don't think every single comic needs a variant cover when hitting the direct market. And if there is a variant, it should be a little bit more of a limited thing. Not that variants are bad. A lot of people love variants, and they love them for the artists and everything like that. But the problem that's happening for comic shops is they're ordering up heavy on all of this stuff. Stuff's not selling, and now the comic shops are being hurt as a result of that. I don't think that that you're going to get rid of variants. That's not the solution here. It's something somewhere in the middle where maybe not every single issue needs a variant. Maybe it's just issue 1 or whatever key issue you have. You do the variants there. I don't know if that's the solution, but that's something that I'm hearing across the boards. I've talked to many different retailers, and this is something that they've all kind of universally said, is that there's too many variants out there. And the problem isn't variants. It's not like, oh, variants are killing the market. They're not. I will tell you right now that I am in the variant game too, and they make money for me. And it gives me a chance to work with a lot of different artists who can then put their imprints on Easton Shin and Warline and whatever other project I have out there. Variants are not the problem. The problem is that retailers are ordering heavy on all of these books, including their variants, and they're not selling through everything. So that's one problem. There are a bit more controversial problems too, but I'm going to argue that the retailers who are complaining about them are just not reading current comics. Some of them are saying that the stories are too woke, or this and that is going on. But if you're saying that, then you're just not reading the book. Batman is not woke right now. Read Batman. Read Daredevil. Daredevil's also not a woke comic. Daredevil is the farthest thing from woke right now. It's just Daredevil. Spider-Man is just Spider-Man. Gang War is not a woke book. Okay? So anybody who's saying that right now just isn't reading the books. Another argument that's being said is that, there was a retailer who said that, when you're writing Steve Rogers, write Steve Rogers. Don't write what you would do if you were Steve Rogers. But you see, that kind of destroys the whole point of comics. And I have to argue this point very adamantly, because some of the most influential comic book creators of all time created some of the best work ever because they inserted themselves into the story. Jim Starlin, J.M. DeMatteis, so many other creators have put themselves, even Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Stan Lee often said that he saw so much of himself in the Silver Surfer when he did the introduction of the character. Spider-Man, J. Jonah Jameson, that was like the Marvel bullpen, right? There was so much stuff that was personal that got brought in and made these characters who they are. JM did the same thing when he worked on Spider-Man and Batman. He didn't insert himself into the story. He made his own sort of like story within the universe with that character. And is his Spider-Man different from, say, J. Michael Straczynski's Spider-Man? In some ways, yes. And they all did different things with these characters. It's basically, in my opinion, when you say something like that, that's like coming into a hardware store. And Donnie Cates said this, it's like coming into a hardware store and telling all your customers, and the manager telling you why every hammer that he's selling sucks, why every tool that he has for sale sucks. We need to be excited about the stuff that's coming out there. There's some great comics work. There's always great comics work. In fact, I'm going to argue that you can't be in this industry unless you're passionate about it. You can come in if you got the money, but if you're not passionate, you're going to be gone. And I've been in this business a long time now, 13 years. I have seen people come and go. The people that stay are the people that care about this industry and care about the work and put themselves into the story. And of course, this retailer may have meant something else completely when he said what he did. So I don't want to shut him down. He's been in the business for 30 years. He knows what sells a lot more than what I do. He has a demographic that I don't. So I'm not calling him out. It's not like that. But the way I interpreted what he said was that, creators shouldn't be putting their own personal selves into these books because that's why they're not selling. I don't think there's enough of that being done. And in fact, when you open up those doors, you're basically saying, well, you just want to write these characters in a standard way? Well, then have AI write your comics and make your comics. And I guarantee you they're going to lack all the heart and soul that make comics great. These are human stories, and they deserve to be appreciated and loved and read. So there's my rant. And it's tough. I mean, again, the problem isn't just one thing. It's not just one thing. It's what happens as a result. It's like a snowball effect of all kinds of things that are going on. And let's face it, this is a tough time right now. And not just in comics. It's tough for everyone. Literally everyone I know right now is broke. All of my friends, people I talk to, everyone is broke. It's Christmas. Everybody's out spending money on Christmas presents and trying to make ends meet. I just paid my real estate tax bill and it was $3,000. I got hit really hard. And again, my real estate tax bill is cheaper than other people's, but regardless, it's still a lot of money down. And it's tough being in that position and hearing and seeing what's going on and not be worried about the future. But I have confidence that everything's going to be okay. But I think that I have to say my piece, and I'd rather just say it on here than go on social media and say it. And I definitely don't want anything I'm saying to sound like I'm calling anyone out, because again, this retailer has been in the business for a long time. I don't know what problems he's dealing with as a retailer. I think a lot of people in the industry understand how he's feeling. They want the comics to be as exciting as they were in the Bronze Age. Well, then get excited about them the same way people were excited about the Bronze Age books. That's it. And don't think that this is during the Bronze Age of comics, everybody was so excited about everything that was going on. Here's a little secret that no one will tell you. Marvel Comics was about to shut its doors in the 70s. Things were not going well for a period of time. And then they bounced back up. Same thing with DC Comics. When they initially sold to Time Warner, things were not going well. They were about to close up their doors until Giordano came in. And, to fix the problem, I don't think it's just one problem, and I don't think but I definitely don't think it's talent related. And I think to attack the talent is not the right way to go about it. These creators should be focused on telling good stories. They should be focused on the characters that they're assigned to write about and draw about. They shouldn't be worried about, being attacked for things that their books aren't even about. So, some books are woke. Sure, that's comics. And in fact, comics are supposed to be woke because this is the time that we're in. It's historical. Like when we're making these comics and we're looking back on them 20 years from now, we're going to be looking at it and being like, that was the woke period of comics. Maybe it wasn't the best-selling period of comics. Maybe it was a controversial period, but it's here and it's not going anywhere. So let's just embrace it, like AI. All right, let's get back to it. We got 15 minutes left. Thank you, Roberto. Appreciate it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if I started doing that, even with this book, Icon versus Hardware, number 4. I mean, imagine if I just said, well, this cover sucks. And don't get me wrong, there are covers out there that I'm not digging, and I'll be the first to admit, I'm not a fan of John Michael Cassaday's cover for Uncanny X-Force that's been floating around the internet, the one with Beast and Wolverine. I love John Michael Cassaday as an artist. He's one of my favorite artists of all time. Matter of fact, Yi Su-shin's art style was inspired by what he did. So when I was looking for an artist, I was like, I want someone who draws like that guy. So the fact that he drew that cover, well, he draws a lot of things. Maybe he just had a bad day, and whoever was, making the calls in the quality department in Marvel probably thought that was a good decision. Were they wrong? In my opinion, yes, and in the opinion of many others, but these things happen. There are periods where Marvel puts out crap. There's really nothing you can do about it. And I'm not calling John Michael Cassaday a crappy artist. I'm just saying that cover didn't hit the mark. So we got this book here going for $2. Yeah, I can drop Mary Jane for $6. We got a deal. Let's make that happen. That easy dog. I got you, bro. Let's spin the wheel for you. See what you get here in a sec. you got a free DC book you can call off the bottom rack. Or sorry, off the top rack. Sorry. All right. What else did I do? Solomon Kane. I have Solomon Kane number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. If you grab this entire run right now, it's just $15. You don't got to hunt anything down. $15, it's all yours. Same thing with that Justice League versus Suicide Squad. This is some really good stuff here. Grab that for $15. Grab this for $15. It's $30 for the pair, or for both of them. I'll actually knock $5 off if you grab both of those. I just need to move them. So we got Icon versus Hardware 3 and 4. That's going to go for $4. Refrigerator full of heads, number 4, and number 5, and number 6. That's going to go for $6. Well, there's a good thing we got a big bag. He's having a bad case of gasolina. All right. Static Season 1, number 3, that's going to go for $2. Static Shadows of Dakota, number 3, that's going to go for $2. Another thing I bought for the personal collection was Static Shock number 1. DC did this really cool thing where they reprinted the book and they put it back in the poly bag that it was originally in. The first printing of that book's like about $70 to $90 now, but I think it even dropped further. You could probably score a copy for like $50. But I love that you can just go get these facsimiles and it's just cover price. I think that's just so awesome. I love that. I love the facsimiles. I've been enjoying the heck out of those. I have DC versus Vampires 9 going for $2. Batman Beyond the White Knight, book 8, that's $2. Batman Incorporated number 10, that's $2. I have Superman Son of Kal-El number 18, that's $2. Green Arrow number 2, that's $2. Aquaman 100-page Super Spectacular, that's $2. I have Bermuda number 1, that's $2. Okay, I already showcased those books. So that's everything I have off of the first pile of $2 books. Oh, no, it's not. This is what I got left. Final stack here. And let's fill that bottom row. One more book. Oh, this is a layup right here. DC Ghouls Just Want to Have Fun. This is done by another independent creator named Greg Burnham. He signed this, and he actually got his first DC work published here. His signature is where my pinky is. So this is a signed comic. I picked it up at New York Comic Con. He had his first DC work published. He got a couple comps out there. I picked one up to support him. He did a Superman story in here. This is a signed book. He sold it to me at $15. I'm selling it to you at $20. I got one copy of it. It's signed. Good luck finding this. Good luck getting it signed by Greg. You got to go to a comic convention in your local area and hope that he shows up over there. So that's $20 on that. Highly worth picking up. I have Invincible Iron Man number 1. That's going to go for $2. Champions number 6. Legacy number 43. That's $2. Captain Britain Excalibur 24. This is a Joe Jusko variant. Got Champions 7, 8, 9, and 10 to go with those other issues. So that is all of them at 10. So we got a run of 6 through 10. going for $10. 5 comics for $10. Walking Dead 117, 118, 119, 120. Grab all these. It's just $8 for all these Walking Dead books. Elektra, Root of Evil. This is book 2. That's going to go for $2. I have Justice League 24 going for $2. Venom First Host number 5 is $2. Avenging Spider-Man number 2 is $2. Deathstroke Incorporated 13 is $2. DC versus Vampires All Out War number 2, that's $2. Future Quest number 1, that's $2. Static Shadows of Dakota number 2 is $2. We Only Find Them When They're Dead number 10 is $2. Eternals number 6, 5, and 6. We got 2 variants here. That's going to go for $4. Avengers number 691. We got a variant here going for $2. I have Wacky Raceland number 1. That's going to go for $2. Batman Beyond Unlimited number 5. That's $2. It's a cool Avengers variant. We got Deadpool on the cover here. $2 on that. I have Strange number 4, number 7 going for $4. Justice League number 10 is $2. The Punisher Xmas. This is a one-shot going for $2. The Punisher Little Black Book. This is a one-shot going for $2. Punisher Noir number 4 is $2. Hardware Season 1 number 3 is $2. Icon and Rocket Season 1 number 4 is $2. Hardware Season 1 number 3, that's $2. Punisher Warzone number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. This is part of a 6-issue series. We have the first 5 going for $10. We're coming to the end of our show here, guys. Last few minutes. I have Vampirella Year 1. That's going to go for $2. Commander Rao from Scout Comics is $2. World's Finest Convergence number 1 is $2. All-Star Squadron number 14 is $2. Superman Convergence number 1 is $2. Buffy the Vampire Slayer number 13 is going to go for $2. Amazing Spider-Man 231. This is one of our FOMO books that remained tonight. That's going for $10. Batman and Robin All-Star number 1. That's going to go for $5. Did you break 50? I believe he did. I will tell you right now. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I have What If General Ross Had Become Hulk. That's going for $5. And then I have Something Is Killing the Children, the die cut cover, going for $10. So this is all that remains of our FOMO books. Feel free to grab those. I'm going to fill up the bottom row here, and then we're going to do a deal. You will get free shipping if you hit that like button. Okay, cool. All right, I got Peter. So you trust me to pick out a DC book for you. All right. Do I know what you like? I'm going to hook you up with Batman Beyond the White Knight. I'll give you this. Chapter 8. That's what I would do. Roberto specifically. You did get free shipping. But JD will offer free shipping for you on top of that. All right, I got Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man, or Peter Parker Spider-Man number 5, 97, and 98. That's going to go for just $6. I have The Boys Dynamite Dollar Deal. That's going to go for just $2. I have Justice League number 56 going for $2. I have Avengers number 240, 256, 319, and 321. If you grab them all, it's just $8. $8 on all these. And then I have Aquaman Future's End number 1. That's going to go for $2. Double free shipping. All right. So we got a rack here. I want to try and move all these comics right now, so that way I can say, hey, I sold a lot of stuff. Made pretty good money today, but now I want to say I moved a lot of volume too. That shows me that comics are alive. So JD, I'm going to count how many comics we have here. I'm going to give a great deal on it. The double rack right now is going to go for $25. And while we wait for people to make a decision on whether or not they want to grab it, I'm going to just count them out real quick. Got 8 here. 4, 5, 6, 13, 14, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 29, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 46, 47, 48, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68. 68 comics for $25. $68 divided by 25 divided by 68. You are paying 37 cents a comic. 37 cents a comic. Steve, yeah, the Green Arrow is really good too. The Kevin Smith run. I actually read that. I haven't read Beyond the White Knight, but I am a big fan of Sean Gordon Murphy. He's a really great artist. He's awesome. All right, so last deal of the night. Who wants to grab this double rack at $25? This is your chance to score some comics. We got a nice collection over here. $25 for this double rack. And it's a one and done thing. Our show should be over now. I'm going to give you guys 1 minute to make a decision, and then this is just going to go back into the long box. But before we do that, I just want to say thank you again for coming and shopping with me tonight. You guys all rock. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. If anybody wants to grab this, $25, it's all yours. 69. I'll add one more in there for 69. I'm going to throw in Doctor Strange 70, and that'll be 69 at $25 if anybody wants to do it. Mike, what's up, man? All right, Leonard Pig calls it. Mike, how you doing, brother? I just sent you your stuff. Appreciate you guys. Leonard Pig calls the books. Thank you guys. Comics are moving. You guys are great. I will see you guys later on. I'll be back next week with an all-new show. And I'm going to have to restock now because we moved through a lot of books tonight. So I will see you guys very early next week, Monday night, 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 7 p.m. Central, and 8 p.m. Eastern. And you guys all have a spectacular rest of your evening. Leonard, I'm hooking you up with a free copy of Warline. Everybody who shopped with me tonight got a free copy of Warline once they spent $10 with me. I will offer the same deal on this show next week. Leonard, I owe you a spin on the wheel. Oh. You got a free DC book too. So I'll throw in a free DC book for you. We moved some comics today, guys. This is great. Thank you so much. Leonard, again, you're awesome. I'm going to have to just drive these up to you at some point. Since you got all these books. Thank you again. You are winning. Yes, sir. My man. All right, guys. Well, have a great rest of your evening, rest of your week. I'll be back with you guys next week. You all take care. And thank you again for shopping with me tonight. Have a wonderful evening.
Do you remember what it was like when you were a little kid and you got a letter in the mail? Now imagine that letter was filled with information about your favorite shows, pop culture questions, links to things you're going to want to see later, and even sneak peeks at upcoming programming here on The Experience. That's what the EXP mailing list is. Every week, we send you sneak peeks, information, and all of the relevant links for all of the shows you want to see. Sign up now on our website or scan the QR code that's on your screen right now.